Hey everybody, I'm Silver Seeker and welcome back to the channel. I think if you watch channels like mine, videos like this, you probably know that the spot price on silver has been dropping quite a bit. This precious metal right here since June 2nd is down almost $4 an ounce. That is a percentage of almost 20% from what it was June 2nd. The reason that I mentioned June 2nd is because I did a video covering spot price and premiums on June 2nd, and that day spot price was $22.34. Today it is $18.58, July 26th of 2022. So in less than 2 months, we have seen spot price drop almost $4 an ounce, almost 20%. A huge premium, or I'm sorry, a huge spot price drop, not including the premiums, of course. So some of the comments that I see, and I will show you one of them here in a second from people in the community, is that even though the spot price is dropping, silver still costs the same because the premiums are moving up. And what I want to do today is investigate that and show you if it is or if it isn't going up, and with spot price dropping. In other words, if APMEX, for example, was selling buffaloes at 25 when spot price was 22, we know it was more than that. Are they now selling them for 25 when spot price is 18, or have the overall numbers, how much you pay per ounce, come down as well for physical silver? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to research the data and show it to you right here in the channel. But before we do, if you are new here, if you like videos like this, if you like learning about silver stacking and more, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time today going through premiums and putting data together so I could share it with you on the channel. But before we do, I want to take a look at one of those comments. So this one right here comes from Sabby. This was on a video I did 5 days ago. It's how to dollar cost average your silver stack. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend checking it out because I even provided a free Excel spreadsheet that you can download and use to help you average out your silver stack with dollar cost averaging. But Sabby says, how do you dollar cost average when the cost remains the same as spot drops? Good question if the costs were remaining the same. And what he means by that is, let's say when silver was $20 an ounce, silver rounds were 25. Now silver's 18 an ounce, silver rounds are still 25. So silver went down $2 an ounce, they raised their premiums $2 an ounce, you're paying the same per ounce as you were before it dropped. That's what he means. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if that is true. But what we're going to do first is we're going to look at some of the online retailers, and then I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that I've been doing since June that I share publicly. It's a Google sheet anyone can take a look at, tracking premiums each time I do one of these videos, so you can actually see where it's going. But here we go. First up, we have APMEX. Now, APMEX has their 1 ounce silver rounds for $5.69 over spot. Now, you're probably wondering what that means. Well, keep in mind, we are looking at a couple of different factors. We are looking at the 1 to 19 ounce because that's what most people buy at once. We are also looking at the check and wire price because it's not fair to include the credit card and PayPal fees because APMEX isn't charging those fees. That's what the credit card swipes and using PayPal charges, and so they just pass that along to you. I get that it's still a cost, but we're looking at that lower cost. But that is the two numbers we are looking at: 1 to 19 ounces, check and wire price. And as you can see, APMEX has it for $24.55 with their spot price reading at the time of $18.86 for $5.69 over spot. All right, next up after APMEX, we have JM Bullion coming in just a little bit cheaper at $5.59 over spot. And one other thing I'll mention that I didn't mention on the APMEX one is that we are not looking at sale prices. So some of these websites do have sales. They are marked as sales. We are not looking at those numbers. We are looking at the actual numbers that they have for their regular everyday bullion. Looking at sale prices isn't fair to the other online retailers that don't have sales right now. But right now, JM Bullion has their 1 ounce silver rounds very condition any mint for $5.59 over spot using the criteria that we talked about. After that, we have Money Metals. Now, Money Metals comes in a little bit cheaper at $5.07. As I pointed out in previous videos, I like that they actually put their premium per ounce on the website directly for you to look at. If you look at it, their 1 to 39 ounce price is $5.07 over spot. And after that, we have SD Bullion. SD Bullion comes in a little bit cheaper than Money Metals at $4.99 over spot with their 1 ounce generic rounds at $23.81, showing a spot price at the time that I took the screenshot of $18.82. And then finally, we have Hero Bullion coming in the cheapest of the 5 that we tracked today. I do know that there are other online retailers that may have better deals. These are the 5 that we are tracking right now, but Hero Bullion comes in at $4.35 for 1 ounce silver buffaloes, $23.10 when they had a spot price showing at the time I took the screenshot of $8.75. Now, moving on to Silver Eagles, let's go back to APMEX. APMEX has your random year Silver Eagles. These are the ones we are looking at. We're not looking at 2022s, but we do have 2022s tracked on the sheet. They have them at $14.99 over spot $33.83 for 1 in 19 check and wire when they showed spot price of $18.84. Next up after that, we have JM Bullion coming in at $14.89 using that same criteria. Going a little bit lower than that, we have Money Metals also at, oops, I made a typo here. We'll just let you know it's $14.39, not $14.89. I made a typo, but Money Metals is a little bit cheaper at $14.39 over spot. So they are 50 cents cheaper. And then after that, we have Hero Bullion coming in at $13.50 over spot for random year 1 ounce American Silver Eagles. And then going in to the cheapest, we have SD Bullion. They have 1 ounce Silver Eagles, any random year, BU of course, for $12.29 over spot, which is the best deal that I could find online. So that is all of our online retailers. But as I said, we do a public spreadsheet where we track all of these. We also like to include local shops as well. But what I did in this video was a little bit different than what I do in past videos. Usually I record the phone calls so you guys can hear the conversation that I have with the shop. I decided to actually call 5 different states that normally I am not allowed to call. Now, it's not that I'm really not allowed to call these shops, but it's that I'm not allowed to record them. And the reason is that they live in states where there is a 2-party consent system. In other words, I need to let them know that I'm recording before I can record the conversation. Whereas in 1-party consent states, as long as one of the 2 parties on the call knows that they're being recorded, in this case, me, it is not a problem for me to record that conversation. So what I did is I called 5 different states that are 2-party consent states, but I did not record the footage, so you will just need to trust me when I tell you the numbers. The 5 states that I called were Washington, California, Montana, Florida, and Michigan, all of them being 2-party consent states. So again, no audio was recorded, but I can share with you what I was told. So let's go ahead and actually flip over to the spreadsheet and take a look and see what's going on. Here we go. So again, this spreadsheet, by the way, that I'm showing you right here is 100% free for you to access. It's just a public Google sheet that I update every time I do one of these videos. And as you can see, we track any date Silver Eagles, current year Silver Eagles, generic silver rounds, and a constitutional. Now, I did not do constitutional in today's video because I'm having some trouble with constitutional because everyone has, different amount. It's kind of hard. So we're looking at a better way to do that. But we are going to look at any date Eagles. We're going to look at current year Eagles and generic silver rounds. So let's take a look at what we have going on here. And the best part is we already know what these numbers are because I just showed them to you, but we have an average. So if you look down here, we have an average on 6/22 when spot price was $22.34 of your any date Silver Eagles, with the online retailers being at $12.28. Now, as spot price went up, you can see that the people that say that the numbers are going up when spot price goes down is accurate right now, because 6.2 to 7.6, you can see that the premium went up almost $1. Even though spot price did drop like $3, it went up. It didn't go up 100% to match it, but there is no question that it went up. And as we move over to 726, so 20 days later, you can see the average of the 5 sites has moved up once again from 13.22 to 14.01 as we drop almost another $1 an ounce over spot from 19.40 to 18.58. So there is definitely some validity into what people are saying, that the premiums are going up with the spot price coming down. And there's a number of reasons for that. A lot of it could just be that those dealers don't want to lose money on their silver. So they're like, well, I'll sell it for more or I won't sell it. But that's not your concern. So the best thing for you to do is go around and shop for the best price. But taking a look here, I mean, if we look, the cheapest place that we had, 726, was SD Bullion at $12.29, whereas on July 6th, we had 1094 at Hero Bullion, and then July 2nd, 1065 at Hero Bullion. So all of these places have went up. The cheapest has went up. Everything's went up a little bit. It hasn't went up 100% of what spot prices dropped, but the numbers have went up. Now, taking a look at local coin shops, now, keep in mind, this is much less like secured. Secure is not the right word. This isn't a very good data point like it is with these online retailers, because with these online retailers, we're always looking at the exact same online retailer. So we're always looking at MXSD, JM, Hero, Money Metals. When we do the LCSs, they vary. Sometimes it's different LCSs. Today, it's definitely 5 different LCSs than what we called any other ones. But as you can see, looking at our LCSs, our cheapest was $10 an ounce over spot, with an average spot price or an average premium of $12.13. That's down from $13.31. So actually, calling LCSs, again, this isn't great data because it's different LCSs. But on average, it looks like LCSs are actually going down with spot as well. So it's not even that they're raising the premiums, but the premiums are looking a little bit cheaper. Looking at current year, as you can see, Hero Bullion across the board was the cheapest, but we actually have a little bit different of a data point. If we look at 2234, the 2022 Silver Eagles actually dropped with spot price a little bit from 22.34 to 19.40. They actually dropped $1.30, but since then they have went back up a little bit on the current year Silver Eagles. Now, a lot of that has to do with supply availability from the US Mint, so we can't really use that as good of a data point as we can any dates. And then if we look at online retailers, or I'm sorry, local coin shops, I should say, we actually can see that the average, I didn't actually get this number from them in the last video, but I did ask today, and we dropped from 1483 on 622. Again, this is the premium down to 1306 today. And then looking at our final data point, this is generic silver rounds. Now this one shows that not only are the spot prices dropping, but the premiums are dropping just a little bit on generics. As you can see, not only did the spot price go down from 22.34 on 6.2 to 19.40 on 7.6 to 18.58 today, but the average premium on silver rounds have dropped from 5.49 to 5.20 to 5.14 with these 5 online retailers. And we're seeing roughly the same thing with local online shops, or local shops as well. Although we did see it go up from $5.27 to $6 on 7.6, you can see that the premium has came down to $5.17 today. So that is the data that I have for you guys today. I hope it kind of opened your eyes as to what's going on. So again, with any date Silver Eagles, there's definitely some validity to the argument that the premiums have went up with spot price going down. With 2022s, you can see those have come down a little bit, and with silver rounds, you can see that the premiums are coming down a little bit with spot. It's not coming down as fast as spot. If you look at it from a percentage standpoint, going from June to July 26 today, the percentage premium has went up just because the physical spot price has come down, and the premium has not come down percentage-wise to match how far the spot price has come down. But still, the premiums are not, outside of any date Silver Eagles, are not actually going up with spot price coming down. They are coming down a little bit as well. And if that's because of demand, if that's because supply is better, I couldn't answer that question for you, but at least the data is there for you to, you can do with it what you want. You can use that information how you want to use it, but at least I shared it with you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you did, do me a favor, don't forget to go down below and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it, like I said earlier, and we will see you in the next video.